following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2. Hello everyone and welcome back to the February Flurry here on the MRE UNO channel. We have gone through many matches through this round of 64 and we are starting to get close to the end of this opening round here, and we are kicking things off with a double header on stream here. First up with Dia number seed Dia going up against number 10 seed Lavy in the figure skating region, and then right after this it will be White Spider, the 1 seed of the snowboarding region, going up against the 16 seed of Devon. So we will see who ends up coming out top in both these matches here. These will be the last streams of the opening round of 64 here, so we will see who emerges victorious. But let's get into this one here, starting with the bracket. I have a transition here. And this has been quite an interesting bracket to go through here. Again, you see still a few more matches to go in this round, including for the figure skating region. 3 matches left, including this one. Nifty Jackson will be going on, that should say tomorrow, but that will be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Winner of that will face Marbleside, who unfortunately did advance via DQ snipers. Unfortunately, did not have much availability left in the window and ultimately elected to forfeit there. So Marbleside gets the win there, and ironically enough, second straight tournament where Marbleside ends up getting a DQ victory. That's a little unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. But then from there, we had Delemon actually last night get his first career win in MRE in a 4-0 sweep, continuing the upset train in a very dominating fashion. I mean, we talk about the 2 seeds struggling. I mean, the 3 seeds have not fared much better either. So, Delemon moving on, getting his first career MRE win. Could he run the train of momentum? We'll find out. But then after that, we have Fitzy and Tricolor, which will be the last match of the round. If Fitzy wins that one, that round of 32 matchup is going to be Australia versus Australia. So that would be a very intriguing matchup to watch out for, as it be a battle in the Aussie land. So that is going to be something to watch out for. But we go over to Dia and Lavy. Again, Jesse getting a huge win in an upset over Arnhem earlier in the window. Winner of this match will play Jesse as the home seed in the round of 32. So we will see who comes out with the victory here. But with that said, let's go to the stream overlaid. I am joined by my co-commentator Yoshi, who will be riding with us for both these matches here tonight. Yoshi, for Dia, someone who's been in a few tournaments, had a little bit of a struggle at the start, but actually has recently picked up a bit of steam of success with the win in Justice July against Nifty. So maybe a little bit of momentum coming off last season. And then for Lavy, first appearance, looking to make a statement early here. Is the 10 seed, so one of the higher seeded rookies here. But your thoughts on just kind of this matchup and kind of what either player might be bringing to the table here? Because I think there's definitely an argument here that there could be a lot of unknown for both these players with what they bring, because especially with Dia, could be a start of a with the start of a new season, could be a new page of the book for where their career goes here, and maybe start off with a really strong start, similar to someone like Cyan from 2025.
Yeah, these are 2 players I want to see what they can bring to the table, because for Dia, they start off pretty rough. I feel like Uh, it was a matter of time before they were gonna get a win. Getting the win on Nifty, definitely a funny story there. But I think, yeah, this is definitely an opportunity for them to get a chance to be like, okay, last season maybe there's just too much competition. Now I can get back into the rhythm, be a higher seed, see how that plays, how I can handle that, and you know, um, I mean, I don't think they played. I don't think this might be their first time they're playing as the home seed, so it'll be interesting to see how they how they play around that. I'm sure it won't. Lavy, obviously, a rookie where you always got to watch out for the rookies at this point, considering how successful they've been. Of course, some rookies haven't had their success. Although there's a lot more rookies that actually got past first round compared to those that didn't. So I would say she's going to be an interesting player. I actually don't know a lot about her, at least compared to other rookies. But as the 10 seed, you always gotta we put her as a 10 seed for a reason. So definitely gotta watch out. This could be a good match for sure.
Will hopefully be a good match indeed. But let's go to the players here before we begin. Starting with Dia here. Dia, Red actually mentioned it. Your first career win actually came from a stream. It was the couple game stream from last season. Now you start the season off with the stream here. Just kind of any thoughts going into the season here? Anything you've kind of built from last season going into this one? Just kind of how are you feeling going into this one, especially being the home seed for this one, which, as Yoshi mentioned, I believe that is the first time that has happened in one of your matches.
Uh, I don't know. I'm just hoping that I'm able to do well. I practiced quite a bit since last time I played and stuff, so all I can really hope is that I'm able to keep my focus and be able to win this and get a good momentum going.
All right, fair enough. We'll see if the momentum will go well for Dia here. Going to Lavy. I've mentioned this to a few people here, but debutant first MRE match, it ends up being on stream here, so maybe an extra layer added to it. Just kind of your thoughts going into this one, with how everything's been kind of rolling going into this matchup here. I know you've been watching a lot of the matches earlier in the window here, and now you're up on the stream dock here and looking to get the win here in your debut in spectacular fashion here. Just kind of walk me through your thoughts as you walk into your first match.
Yeah, there's so much pressure, especially because I'm a debutant and it's on stream, my first match here ever. So I've been watching all these games and they're actually so interesting. There doesn't seem to be a pattern and everything's just kind of relying on the card luck. I'm also really hoping to win, but I have not practiced. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm hoping to win, period. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Again, always want to try to get the win here in these games. And Yoshi, I mean, kind of an interesting dynamic. Dia, someone who has practiced a lot going up to this Lavi, who's kind of going into this with more of a vibes approach. But again, Lavi kind of made a good point. Sometimes it does come down to what cards you end up getting. So we'll see how that split ends up being in this match. And we've seen a bit of a variety throughout this tournament. We've seen pretty even card splits where it really comes down to the wire. And we've also seen complete lopsides where it's not really even a match to begin with. We hope that one doesn't happen, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, as we see what he's gonna pick for the first game, I wonder like how do you, because obviously it is true, right? Because you could practice all you want, but you can't ever be prepared for a monster hand on the opponent's end. Like there's nothing you can really do. So it's just a matter of like you just have to keep yourself prepared for any situation, as many situations as you can. Um, and for Lavi, it's not going to be the end of the world that she hasn't played practiced a lot. Like if she's been looking at matches, I feel like that's also good information. Just to kind of get the vibe of how matches usually go. that's better than nothing for sure.
All right, well, let's get this rolling here. Dia has the game one start here. Open board. We'll see where they go to kick this series off. All right, OG start. Nice and simple.
Okay.
All right, we're
I
going
feel like
with follow for it.
there's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of players who are feel comfortable doing the 7 card start early. I guess it for those who come from myths, it does make sense because that's what they're used to. Um, but yeah, Dia not going to get anything off this their hand that they want to play at the moment.
Yeah, so for Dia, not necessarily the start they were hoping for here. Not much red to open things up, it seems. Lavy able to get a play with the red 8 here. We'll see if this allows Dia to either switch out or if they got a top deck of some sort.
Okay, might have had the +2 and didn't want to just draw after it. But got the red 8.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case here, but ends up holding on to it, and Lavy now has 2 extra cards, but Lavy's going to be able to keep going on red here. Dia is not, so really for Dia, that's just kind of something to kind of block out Lavy for a little bit, but as long as this color's on red here, it looks like Dia's not going to be in for a very pleasant time here to open this game.
Yeah, we're seeing similar like range numbers here. Dia finally getting out of the red. Lavy might be able to run on the blue though. That's the thing about switching.
We'll see.
You never know what switches can be fatal.
Yeah, well, Lavy currently has the possession arrow lead at the moment, but with the +2, and being able to get out of the red, Dia is pretty much even here. It's just really would not win in a situation where it's all numbers to the finish, but do get a first ditto here on the blue 5 as Lavy keeps rolling on the blue.
It's kind of an interesting game. Like, I feel like their hands are not too different. It's just what are they? Are they saving something up? I mean, Lavy does get a double play to actually almost put it in check. I mean, two cards away from the first game, but I mean, so we'll see if Dia can do anything about that. Oh,
It's going to end up being a block here, but it is a risky one because it goes into green. We have not seen green yet.
yeah. Does that actually help, or is that a good play? It's really hard to tell with this little amount of cards, and Lavy's actually going to get it to Uno here.
That actually might have been what Lavy wanted because it is the 6 here. Maybe was hoping for a switch. Does Lavy get the game here to open things up 1-0? No, they do not. They are 1 card short.
Okay, does end up paying off, but I mean, we don't know if I mean, yeah, I guess it really depends, right? Like if Lavy had another blue 6, then this play was actually good. But there's really no way of knowing at the moment.
Well, I mean, if Lavy did have another blue 6, they would have been able to switch it off the green 6 there, but um I'm just kind of curious whether I think you said another blue, not 6. I apologize. I think I misheard you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just in the case that Dia like didn't switch out of blue, like I don't know, like maybe they had like number fish.
Alright, well, there's a top deck.
Yeah, now any switch is really risky at this point. I mean, you can kind of maybe make some bold predictions that they don't have a second color, but it's really hard. Like you want to progress in the game, but you don't want to risk anything. And that's the problem that Dia has. But there's the +4. That's gonna pretty much solve both problems there.
First +4 of the game here, and it is a big one here as Dia now gets down to 3 here and throws Lavy back to where Dia was before. again, Dia looking for their second win here, and second tournament in a row with a win. Lavy plays their own card with the yellow reverse.
Okay,
Dia
and that's
keeps her own.
yeah, another yellow 4 as well.
Ooh, we get to switch into blue.
Okay. I mean, does Dia have blue? He does. I mean, maybe it'll be the same thing.
Ooh.
Do they have blue to finish though?
Lavy draws. Does Dia have the finish? No.
Oh my
All right.
god, yes. It's like what happened with Lavy earlier.
So that is twice where we got someone going to Uno, and they end up falling one card short.
Yeah, now the top decks are going to be more important than ever. We're going to see Lavy might have got something good off of the top deck here.
Potentially, they are taking a bit to type. Could have also just been alerted. Oh my goodness, that is a +6 into green and Uno.
Okay, so you wonder what they got off that? I mean, I honestly could have been any of those cards, but the ability to connect it is what she was looking for. Now Dia has to figure out does she have anything to really stop this? She does have a +2, so that is gonna avoid a instant game win in case the last card was green. Ooh, but it's switching to red.
Interesting. We'll see where this goes. Yeah, we've seen every color so far. But yeah, now we're kind of recycling places, and now Lavy has drawn on the red. So that's the second time they switched the color, and then immediately draw. Dia is out on the red also, so both kind of stuck on red at the moment. Had one card they want to get rid of, but can't get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, seems like they're both just dealing with similar situations where they have opportunity to give the opponent ammo, but after that is, I guess, more so it's more so a defensive tactic where they don't really care if they can't get to the end as long as they're in the lead. That's what they want. They want the most here. That's the vibe I'm getting with the way they're playing this ammo.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that Dia is looking stupid.
No, it's a certain play style. It's nothing to be humiliated about.
Yeah, and sometimes these kind of draws do happen.
That's true, yeah. Okay, we're going into yellow. Kind of hard to tell what either player has now because of these draws. Gonna have to see what happens as the yellow 2 is played. Dia with their own card.
So now both players have played their own card in this game.
Yeah, there's Nifty.
Yeah, this is kind of the element that kind of gets added with the custom card set.
So yeah, I mean the yellow skip. This could be a possible chain to get out of yellow here, or maybe just plus some kind of +2 combo. Okay. Oh, and there's Lavy's card also. Wow, this is interesting now.
Yeah, so it throws 2 more cards on there and also plays the second of Lavy's cards. So yeah, I mean, looking at the table now, it's dead even heat at the moment. We're at just past 9 minutes.
Oh, but the other +2 comes in as well.
So now Lavy down to 3 here, Dia up to 7.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a back and forth game here. We're seeing interesting plays, right? We really don't know when they're going to finish that, which makes things a little exciting here. They can get to Uno, but that doesn't mean they're going to win. Okay, we're gonna just run down the green. Does Lavy get to Uno?
No.
Nope.
Still trying to find it here. Just seems like connections are a little bit all over the place at the moment for both players.
Right. Plus twos are getting juiced, but we still have a lot of wilds left. So the draws are going to be very important now. Just the moment you get a wild or a +4, that we'll see how quickly they want to take control, or if they're going to try and save it. But right now, Dia actually has the advantage here, just by one card.
Yeah, it is a close game one. There hasn't really been a lot of separation between either player, but Lavy drawing again. Dia looking for Uno. Dia gets Uno on the blue 8.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, that one that did Lavy get a good card off the draw? That's the key. Doesn't get it, but let's see. It is Dia going to get the finish?
Gets the top deck blue 2. Does that actually throw off what Dia
My
wanted? It may
God.
have.
Wow. I mean,
That
yeah,
top
that
deck,
is
yeah.
true. They could have had an 8.
So suspenseful, and it's just the first
Let's
game
see.
of a potential 7.
The only 8s left are on yellow. Oh, blue 4 Uno. Okay.
Another top deck on blue. Lavy does not have anything. Does Dia get
There
the
are
bailout?
4s on the
No.
table, but Dia does not have it.
No 4s for Dia here as we keep going. Will Dia get another top deck here to get the Uno once again? No, not this time.
Yeah, the bot is really just waiting patiently to give them some wilds, and honestly, that definitely makes this game more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, usually a lot of these games are a little bit more strategical at points when the wilds are kind of thrown out of the picture. Because a lot of it's just kind of like trying to figure out what's your opponent iced on, and then just kind of using that so you can get your own connections. But as you kind of build up
Cool.
these decks here for both, it's just kind of sometimes you're kind of all over the place, and sometimes you're just kind of you have a path, but it's just you need to figure out how you get there, and also maybe have a few things go your way. But yeah, we are running on yellow now, so no more blue for the time being.
Yeah, there's yellow 8. That, I mean, for all we know, that could have been their last card earlier. So, but Lavi isn't going to be able to counter with that. Yeah, good yellows from Dia here. Just kind of like you get that one bright color, and you could just kind of cruise to the end. But obviously, there's a yellow 3 that could also have stopped what Dia was going for. So finding those like opportunities to kind of snipe the switch and get the switch yourself, that's huge also.
Does Dia have red though? Potentially also. Does that help them?
Oh,
It gets them to Uno.
wait a
Oh wait,
minute.
no, it does not. I actually think
Did they? They
that might have been
maybe
the wrong command.
could have been a red skip because that looks correct. If it, but it's not. It can't be a red reverse then. Must have mistyped that, surely. Red
Red
7,
7.
okay.
All right. Will it matter?
I mean, it would have to be a red card, but yeah, okay. Looks
Yep.
like Diaz just gonna draw.
Yeah. So I mean, if Dia ends up having that red skip, then I don't think they would have the second red there. I don't think they would have wanted to leave it open. Now Lavi's
Ooh,
at Uno.
okay.
Dia
Well,
draws.
this will be crazy if it ends on a 0 switch. No, just another red.
All right, ends on the red, and Lavy goes up 1-0 here. Gets the first point in a pretty long one, 13 minutes 52 seconds here, and that opens it up here. Lavy, long game. You mentioned in the middle of it, it was pretty stressful, but you do end up with the win here after a lot of back and forth draws, and ultimately the Wilds did not really play a factor into this game, but just kind of walk me through kind of how you were feeling throughout that one, and then just kind of any moments where you felt you were close or had a shot to win it earlier, or but then something maybe went the way you didn't need it to. Okay, I think Lavy's gonna type this one.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the misplay with the Uno from Dia didn't really matter because I mean they just they won on red anyways.
Well, I mean, I guess we could ask Dia about that now. I mean, Dia, was that supposed to be a red skip into Uno, or was it something else?
It was meant to be a red skip. I screwed up. I typed red reverse for some reason. I don't know why. Oh my god. I gotta get more focused. But in the end, it wouldn't have changed anything, so it's not like an embarrassing loss, but but still, ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Didn't end up mattering, but again, just kind of we'll see how that plays out. Obviously not what Dia wanted there, but still a lot of time to recover. For Lavy, felt like it was gonna lose when I switched to yellow, and Dia had so many. Had more reds. Was a very close match. But
Math.
very close math. The math was very close on that one, but Lavy ended up getting the correct answer, which was 0 cards. So
the No, it's funny that red's in the VC though, because I mean we got to the end and it was just pretty much red all the way.
I'm sure he is thrilled with that one. But nonetheless, pretty long game one. We'll go to game two here. Dia still has the cards to call. Can pick anything. We will see where they go here.
Ooh,
All right.
okay.
Game two, full send here. We see some people start off right on the bat. Some people like to save it till the end. Dia gonna go with the game two adjustment here, and we open up with the green two, which is Ryan C's card.
Yeah, good. I mean, impressive showing from him to get past the first round, and I mean, he's not confident in the second round, but who knows? You know, if he keeps up his activity and play style, I think he could make it past round two.
Well, red. Technically, Lavy is sending you a red face, so I'm a little surprised.
No,
You weren't. Didn't.
no, they were mad at the when we mentioned math because it was a typo.
That is true, but the mad face is red, especially on the stream here with the desktop UI. So, anyways, going to
Ditto
yellow,
on
we get a
7.
yep, ditto on the 7. Also, Dia swapped out of green immediately to start the game, so that's something interesting to note. We'll see if that
Oh, yeah.
plays into how this game plays out later on.
Yeah, I mean, so it's definitely something to keep in mind. You know, you have Sports Boy and Aiko with similar profile pictures there.
Mm-hmm. Sports Boy is the one that says Sports Boy, and then Echo is insert generic PFP. Both of them actually advanced to the round 32, so we will be seeing them continue on. But you get to switch into red here. Still no draws at the moment here, so we are still on plan A, although that is typically expected with the 15 card start. Usually with these ones, it's kind of just running it down and trying to avoid the inevitable draw, especially if it's a game where both players are just kind of running through their numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how long it takes for them to see how long it takes for them to actually like start going aggressive with the ammo. I mean, they could again have to be lacking the ammo, so it could just be a kind of like a race to get rid of their numbers first. That's the interesting thing about 15 cards. You really don't know what your opponent has, and you have to figure out how can you play around that. Like, can you try finding like a color that they're weak on, or as we see a wild green from Lavy, maybe trying to see if Dia doesn't have much green, but he's gonna play one.
Yeah, still going with the plan A. I mean, we haven't seen any runs yet. It's just kind of been playing the numbers, and then with Lavy playing the wild green here. So I mean, we did start on green. Dia swapped off it right away. We'll see if it plays a factor, and it does. Dia is the first to draw here. Got the 7
Yeah,
cards
I mean,
before they had their first draw.
good timing playing that green 2 because I mean we saw earlier that Dia was able to switch off the green 2, and now that 2 they used that yellow 2 earlier, so now they're kind of stuck and just hoping that something goes their way now because I mean Lavy has the control here.
Lavy running it down at the moment, looking to type, and gets to switch the blue. So I believe for Lavy, mission accomplished on green for the time being.
All right, let's see. Dia, okay, it's just another another number, nothing aggressive yet. Getting the sense that Dia's just kind of trying to get rid of their numbers. I mean, they probably, if they have ammo, it's not going to, doubt it's going to be a lot. I'll be putting the pressure on now.
We have more people joining. Taco comes in. Welcome. Game keeps rolling on.
But
Lavy is out on
actually,
blue.
going to stay patient, going to work out here. Can Dia do something off of this blue now that they are able to kind of roll through?
Jog not run.
Ooh.
Not going to listen to that one as we get a 4-card run here to go down to 2 and we switch the red.
Yeah, that is pretty big play here. Lavy is going to play it cool. Let's see. Does Dia have a finish on red?
Looking pretty
Have a
smiley
sense that
about
it's
that
possible.
one. And
But
dread.
actually, wow. So that's interesting. Wonder why they opted to go for that run there. It's actually going to work out, though. What a weird game this is. This is a weird change of pace because we usually see like a wild or a +4 or a wild. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the second wild Dia's, that's the second wild that's been played. I think that's 1-1 split here. But yeah, I mean, from what it looks like, both players really did not get much ammo on the start, so it's really just been a numbers game to start things off. Dia is trying to play Simon Says now, so kind of fusing 2 games into 1.
Yeah, they don't want Lavy to chain up some cards here. Maybe Lavy was trying to be patient and just, you know, if they felt like they had to go for something big, this is their time, and there it is. Well, maybe I guess also they weren't on the colors they wanted earlier, and now they finally got into yellow. So this actually could be pretty scary. Oh, I see. They're just trying to get out of yellow, which makes sense. It's gonna actually work as well.
I mean, the thing about that also is that denies Dia the any cards on yellow, so we know kind of unless it's some crazy trick play that for Dia there's still at least a card left to play on yellow. Lavy gets a big top deck here to go to Uno. May have had that +2 before,
Yeah,
but didn't want to leave it open.
that's the vibe I'm getting here. I wonder what would Dia do off this now? I mean, do they have anything to stop this? I mean, technically not, but should be fine as long as it's not a 4.
Lavy continuing the game of Simon Says, will it be a play or a draw? It'll be a draw.
Yeah. Yeah, now Dia could take a risk and switch if they uh feel like they need to, but they're just gonna go for it. Okay, I mean it does make sense because they did one yellow earlier, but Lavy might have some yellow saved up, but never mind, they don't. So just kind of a truthful play there when they went for that run. I mean, it was not only defensive; they also just didn't have any yellow left.
Yeah, and Lavy looks to be in a bit of trouble here as Dia looking to run it down on the yellow. Gets the Uno on the 8.
Let's see. I mean, will Lavy find a any card to maybe block a number efficiency or just something to get out of the color. That's kind of the battle you're playing here. Do you think they have another yellow, or do you think they have the 8? Or maybe it doesn't matter, it's like a wild or something.
Deal with a lot of emojis through this game here. That's something you've been noticing. Um, kind of just capturing their thoughts, but Lavy looking
I mean,
for a response here.
yeah, they might have actually got something good off the top deck, though.
They do have 4 cards. They do have the
Oh
top
my
deck +4.
god. Yeah. I had a feeling when she was typing long. So that's pretty big. We'll see. Can the game end on red here?
It's only the second
Um,
+4 that's been played. Lavy is going to evil laugh and then draw, so nothing there. Looking for another top deck here though.
Yeah, we'll see. Nope, okay. Wow. I mean, it's crazy. Like the times that they're getting these +4s, they're not like a out of nowhere finish, but it does get them close, which is very interesting. You usually see like, oh, I find this one card that connects me to the end of the game. But for these two, they're kind of just finding it in a way where they just kind of have to do it defensively. Oh, and back to yellow again.
Lavy drew on this earlier and is going to continue drawing on. I was wondering if maybe they picked up something from the draw city, but they did not. Dia
Yeah, I mean,
able
you
to
would
get
think
going.
so. But yeah, again, interesting. One Dia kind of in a similar spot where they keep getting these yellows. How long will they be able to run though? I feel like eventually they're going to run out. Lavy going to go for the switch. We'll see if that's actually if that's a good move or not.
Well, I mean, for Lavy, they do have the lead at the moment here, so I mean, for them, it's really the mentality of try to get what I can to get to my finish. They aren't really
True.
needing to play. They're kind of in a position where they could just kind of go for it here. Dia is
Oh,
going to power play. There we go. It was lagging a little bit, but Dia looking to maybe get the win here. Blue
blue two.
2. Is this a win or is this going to be a switch?
Yeah. I mean, I would expect this to be a win.
I could see
A
this being
switch
the
feels
something. Okay,
risky.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. +4, third of the match, finds it in the draws and is able to run it with the yellow to close that one out. 10:48. Another match that went over 10 minutes here, or game. So Dia ties it up at 1 apiece, but ends up using the power play in game 2. Dia just kind of thought process on deciding to use the power play right there and then, and just kind of I guess kind of walk me through the motions since you're kind of mentioning heart was pumping and they were very very nervous throughout that one.
Okay, so as you can see, I had the blue 2, well +4, yellow 6, and yellow skip. What I wanted to do at first was to keep it on yellow, so I can like get rid of my colors and then go for a skip, yellow, well +4, and then go to blue 2. If we switch to blue, which still fits in the whole thing, but then I was worried like, if I switch to blue 2, what if they like, do something or, I don't know. I was just like worried that they would like throw me that they could have like a +4 or like some kind of like number, etc. Because, you never know, and there's only like 2 +4s played in the whole match right now. So I thought, you know what? Why not guarantee and secure that win right here and now, and then boom.
All right. Looks to secure that win and ends up getting it. So it's 1-1 now. Lavy, over to you. I mean, you were pretty close there towards the end. Did you have a potential path there without the power play, or was it still kind of just like struggling to find an answer here? Because I mean, we saw it was just kind of similar to game 1 where both players really got close but could never really find the full connection to wrap up the game here. So just kind of walk me through your thoughts here and just kind of the split on 1-1 and now taking the homestand for game 3.
Right, I played the blue one and I had a while in the blue +2. I was on the path to like win, but Dia played the power play very well, and I lost. I was almost winning, and that was a really good play. I can't deny it.
Wow, so Yoshi, that power play actually ends up coming in clutch there because I mean without it, it would have been 2-0 here. So I mean we kind of talk about how big thing with power play is like can you use it where it ends up being a difference maker in terms of who wins the game. And I mean based off what Lavy said, that one ended up being a difference maker. So I mean that's a big usage of it early. And we'll see how that kind of shapes or dictates the rest of the series. But your quick thoughts on that?
Wow, that is actually wild because like I liked Dia's like thought process, like thinking, um, it's you don't know when the momentum's gonna shift to where the bot starts giving each bar starts giving them the plus fours, the wilds and stuff. So it's like, do you want to take the risk and yeah, do you want to take that risk and just hoping that the blue two keeps like you just wait one more turn and all they have to do is not end the game. There are many ways that could have went. Like if we think about it, if Lavy went for the blue +2 and blue 1, would I'm pretty sure that would have been Uno, and then Dia wouldn't have been able to power play. That would have changed the whole dynamic. But still interesting how like these little plays end up like kind of making the difference. Very, very, very good games so far. Like I don't know if I've seen consecutive games that have been this close in a long time.
All right, we will go to game 3 here in the position arrow flips. I do need to do something real quick for like a minute here, so once we get the card start, I will be right back. But Lavy, is your call just no 7 here? Let us know what the call will be.
Right. Yeah, you do wonder with that power play, right? Like, of course it was a good play. It stole a win, but you now have this dynamic where you cannot use your power. Your opponent now has the power play for the rest of the series, and you don't. How are you going to play around that? Are you just trying to bank on getting slightly luckier in the hands, get that momentum off of that game too? I mean, of course, some players definitely try riding on momentum. We got 10 cards. It's the start here for this next game. So you think about it like, we'll see if that power play ends up. I mean, it's definitely well, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a game, but we'll see in the long run if it makes a difference. The red 2 is the starting. She is muted, so I'll keep going. Dia gets the switch into the blue 2. Voiles has been, even after being eliminated early, still active. Got to respect that as Lavy gets another switch into green as well. These light switches going crazy. One more and we get a rainbow and almost a rainbow. I mean, technically it is, but not in the traditional way. We do get the yellow wild. That is quite early, but you do wonder what D is planning with that wild play. Or do they have a good hand? Are they trying to just set something up early here? You never know when the big runs can start coming. That's the thing about this game. It can feel calm and collected, but then all of a sudden someone just goes on this massive run, and then the game plan changes. So the yellow 0 you could see they're trying to keep it yellow, but Lavy kind of sensing that and thinking, okay, now I have to get out of this yellow. They really want it. Going into green here. 5 cards left for Lavy here. Dia's still quite a bit far away, trying to figure out what can I do. It doesn't look like they can do much right now. So Lavy actually looking pretty good. Take this game. But, not going to be a massive run or anything. Just going to start off with the green 5. Does Dia have a counter to that? Does have a blue 5, just trying to get out of that green. They don't want to be in Draw City. They want to go back to what their original plan was. And it looks like we're gonna see a blue skip and nothing after that. So now things get interesting. Dia now has the ability to kind of just run commands here. There you go, gets the triple play. So now Dia takes the lead with that move as well. And all Lavy can do is just play cool on blue. It's going to pay off as Dia runs out. Will this be a draw city, or is Lavy going to find the switch into the 5? No. Going to keep going on the draws. Even game once again. Neither player willing to take any huge risk. I mean, or just, again, the lack of ammo. It's a very rare sight. You know, we see a lot of games where someone has the finish, but here it's just kind of taking your time. You know, I don't need to save ammo, right? There are times where I need to use it, and I'm gonna take my time. And if I need to use it, I need to use it. You know, they're not gonna go too crazy on getting these big runs. As long as they feel comfortable to find the finishes, that's what they're gonna go for. And so it's definitely a breath of fresh air seeing this kind of these kind of play styles compared to what we've seen in recent times. Dia with the lead in this draw city. Lavy maybe has a card to play here. I think 2 zeros have already been played, which is interesting. So yeah, I mean, definitely, it almost does feel like an art, kind of like, in a way where you can play the way you can kind of paint your canvas. It's very, oh my goodness, wait a second, everything that I said has gone thrown out the window, because how many cards is that? Oh, well then, we are looking at a comeback potential with that play. So Dia went from 8 to 24. So that was a 16 card increase in Dia's hand. I mean, now this is where things can get crazy. You know, we're really in the flurry now. We're in the snowstorm of the match, where things are going to start snowballing. But yeah, like, back to the art, you know, each player can paint their own canvas, right? They can play however they want, and it's about painting. It's people. What works is what is unexpected, and so you want to try and take your opponents by surprise. That's really the key here, and Lavy did that pretty well. But unfortunately, the quick switch into yellow is actually gonna be a good stop to whatever Lavy was going for there. So Dia knows better than to just you know, keep it red and see what happens. You know, they have to go. They know what times to go aggressive, and it's paying off here. Lavy might have gotten something good. No, never mind. Just kind of feeling nervous in this draw city. Now, yeah, I mean, Dia just gonna play these numbers. It's gonna take a while for them to get back into an even game, but you know, as long as they find those colors and numbers to force draws, that's really the key. And once again, getting out of that yellow, just really trying to avoid this one color, and it keeps paying off here. These two players may know more to each other than we may think, despite have only been playing for 3 games. They kind of have decent reads on each other. It's just a matter of what plan is going to work in the end, right?
All right, I am back. Thank you, Yoshi, for covering me here. Just check we are still in game 3 here, but
Yes.
yeah, I mean, you've kind of been mentioning a good point, because I've been quickly keeping an eye on it. I just had to I had to go outside to just get some ice defroster out in the driveway, because there's literal sheet of ice, so I had to quickly do that. But anyways, yeah, I mean, for both players, it's kind of just like I feel like it's been a bit tactical, weirdly enough, where it's like we're not getting a lot of ammo usage in the sense of like big runs to the finish and just like the opponent's getting overwhelmed. We can't really do anything about it. It's been a little bit more, yeah, because I mean, like we see stuff like that, but it's like nothing has been like to the finish. It's kind of evened out a little bit. So this has kind of been a really interesting game to see as it goes on. I think you're kind of seeing that through how long these games are taking because first two games went over 10 minutes and this one's at 7 minutes 40. So this could be on track to be another one that goes that distance depending on how this game turns out. I mean, Dia's at 20 cards, so it's going to be comeback for Dia. So it is a big gap for Dia to climb. But I mean, that could also be an opportunity to get cards and try to even things out on the the lead that Lavy has at the moment.
Yeah, that is a Rainbow 8 also, but I mean, yeah, earlier Dia was at 24 cards. So just again back in these positions where they're just kind of like way too far behind than they'd like to be. I mean, I don't know what you do if you're Dia at this point. I mean, you've been getting +4 twice. So now the question comes, how much more does Lavy have in the tank? Finally gonna draw again here. BL3 gonna try and catch up once again after their attempt at catching up last time.
Mm-hmm. Looking to roll with the yellow here, and I mean for Dia, this is just going to kind of help them make up that gap that they're trying to rebuild up. I mean, again, if they get the win here, that will be a comeback victory, so that would be big for them. But Lavy is not a big fan of the yellow here, and Lavy's going to do something about it and switch to blue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like I feel like we've seen a lot of like triple +2 plays, but I mean, Lavy going for like I mean, this is a while, like this is when you weren't here. Like I don't know the last time I've seen a +4 into 3 +2s. Like that is such a crazy play, and like it's not, it's like going okay. I mean, you still have a good lead, but the numbers, the fact that Dia has so many more numbers, it gives them a little bit of control where they can kind of like dictate what color you're in, and then if they can get the read on what you don't have, it becomes tough.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree, and I mean, we saw that Dia's trying to kind of control the color of this game a little bit here. I mean, Navi tried to switch the blue, didn't quite get a switch back into yellow, but went to the green here, and now switching it into red here. So trying to kind of control what color this game runs on here. And for Lavy, I mean, especially if it's only a singular color or there's colors that like are not preferable here, that's going to be a little bit of an issue if they can't find a way out. For the
Ooh.
red, it's going to be good for a play for the time being. They are down to 3 here, but can they last this run here to get to a finish on the red? We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean 12-3, it's not looking too good, but it definitely could be worse. I do think Dia has some options. Eventually they know that yellow is a weak color for Lavy, but they can only play in yellow for so long. So you have to you have to consider what they do instead. They're gonna go aggressive actually, and tries a 5-bagger, but unfortunately that is not possible. Just get the run no matter what though.
All right, well there's the 5, and Dia mentioned it, the lovers combo hit. Yellow skip into the yellow 5. That's what you would call it. I will mention this also since it's relevant. Originally, there was an idea to put Dia on a skip to have that combo be more frequent, but ultimately, decided not to because Dia really wanted the yellow 5. So, um, but yeah, that combo still is possible because they both are on yellow.
Yeah, and now we're in this position where Dia went for the aggressive play to then get back into red. Now they know that they have to take a risk at some point where they kind of just have to go for the win and hope that Lavy doesn't get there first. Oh wow, that might foil the plan here.
That's a big
We'll
switch to
see.
get here. Both players are low. Dia just used a big run to try to get lower and closer to Lavy here, but I mean, have not seen a lot of ammo here. We'll have to see. And yes, that
Ooh,
is a big
okay.
play there.
Wait, that's
Um,
huge. Yeah.
Is that what was that what D was trying to say for the finish though? Because I mean, you have the green +2 there. Maybe run a little bit on red and try to get to the finish potentially. But I mean, that technically puts Dia in the spot where Lavy is, and Lavy's now up to 8 cards, and Dia, for the first time in this game, I believe, has now taken the lead.
Right. That is. Yeah. You wonder what Dio was trying to do with that triple play if they wanted it red. I mean, maybe they did want it green. It's hard to say, but we go into yellow. Honestly, I don't mind this because it's, you'd think they run out, but the +4 is just going to stop it. So actually, the switch into green didn't make too much of a difference, it seems. It was a good attempt, but yeah, I mean, wow, 24 card comeback there.
Yeah, I mean, Dia able to hold on to that +4 there and ends up getting the 24 card comeback. I believe that is the first time they do have a comeback listed. I can quickly check here, but while I confirm that, Dia, just kind of thoughts on that game. Really from the start where you were going good, but then had that big ammo, all that ammo, or all those cards thrown at you. Suddenly you're at 24 cards, looking dire, but you end up making the comeback and getting the win to go up 2-1.
When I saw the 24 cards, I was like, oh, I'm so finished. But then, like, as I was, like, looking through it, I was like, wait, I can make this game go all my way. So my thought process is that I could, like, since I had so many cards on different colors, I could really just, like, control exactly where the cards are going. And even if I have, like, more +2s, etc., I can still, like, have enough cards to control it all. So I just realized as I was playing that, like, oh yeah, I have basically the control over this game to do whatever I want. It was just during the last few parts that I was scared that like my plan fell through, because my plan was originally to go on a massive run with all my reverses and +2s and skips to connect all of them to each other to end up with the +4 to go to the final card, or even have the +4 be the final card. But either way, it worked out so well, and I'm so happy I got the 24 card comeback. I thought I was done. I thought it was over. I was so scared, but damn. uh.
Alright, and checking it now, this is actually Dia's second comeback. The first one, ironically enough, came in the match against Nifty in Justice July, and that was in the first game. So, but that one was only 20, this one 24, so definitely improves on that one there. For Lavy, I mean, went into it, tried to throw Dia back multiple cards. Was looking good there, but I think kind of deal with all the extra supply there, was able to kind of control what they wanted to go for there, and that kind of left you a bit in a difficult spot and kind of hanging out to dry. Just kind of any takeaways from that on what went wrong, and just kind of moving into game 4 on what you try to do to make it 2-2. All right, we'll see what Lavy has to say here, but I mean, Yoshi, this has been pretty consistent in terms of the time, but it's also been consistent in the sense of um like double-digit minute games. I mean, 13, nearly 14 minutes in game 1, nearly 11 minutes in game 2, and then nearly 13 minutes in game 3. So it's been kind of in the same area, but it's been consistently above average length.
Uh, yeah, not often where you see this, and it's not even like they're playing slow. It's just the way that the games have been so far. You almost kind of think like, when is the quick game going to happen? Because you feel like it has to happen at some point. But I mean, while it hasn't happened yet, you also want to feel grateful because the games have been like, they're very entertaining, I feel. But yeah, like both players playing pretty good. Dia just getting the edge and just understanding when to go aggressive or when to go defensive. I think that's the big difference right now. Still, anything can happen pretty early. We're only in the middle of the series, so as at the moment, I mean, the quickest way it can end is if Dia wins the next two, but it could easily go game 7. So
Yeah, we'll see. This has been a little bit of a longer series to start, but it's been one where it's really kind of been back and forth, and both have really had to kind of think through what their next play is. So this has been pretty good thus far. But Jumping into game 4 here, Lavy still with the call here, still just can't pick 7, so didn't end up getting the win on 10 here. We'll see if they try to stay in that range or maybe look somewhere else. Alright, gonna go towards 8, so that's a little closer to the 7 they won on. Oh, man.
Let me see. Is it a? Oh, it's a wild. Yep. I looked away for a second. That is interesting because something I want to point out. When Tommy and Gumma played earlier, the first two games they started on a +4 and then also and +4 in game 1 and a wild in game 2. So we're just seeing a lot of these wild starts today.
Pretty interesting also because, I mean, odds of it are not very high. I mean, it's under 8% chance, well under 8%, more like 5% chance to start on one of those wilds here, and we've seen it quite a few times over the last few days. Alright, Lavy not gonna do the culture. It's all good. Not really a voodoo if you're player 1. But Lavy gonna open with the green 2 here. I've mentioned it before. This start is a double-edged sword. There's a lot of different ways you can go about it here. Lavy gonna open with the green 2 here. Dia gonna roll with the green 4 here. We'll see how this works out for Lavy here as they get the free choice on the color start pretty much.
Yeah, that'll make things interesting because the colors have definitely been making the difference here. And we saw game 3, like Dia was always trying to get into yellow, and by the time they both ran out of yellow, it became interesting now how do they and at the end, like Lavy tried to save the game by getting back into yellow, and it would have been the right move, but the +4. But anyway, no, the colors have been such an interesting thing. It's definitely more. It's definitely seeming to be more important this series compared to others.
But yeah, we get switching to blue here for Dia. And again, kind of
Blue
rolling
7,
with
yeah.
the numbers.
Oh, okay. So nothing there. Lavy might be able to run off of this blue now. We'll see. But no, it's another draw city. Wow. Let me look at the stats here. Cards self-drawn. Yeah, well, look at that. 35 and 42. Oh, well, draw city is probably going to end now. Ooh, another 7. Okay. Going into green. Lavy still with the lead. But the lead might start to go in favor. Never mind, it's another draw city. So, yeah, wow. What
Yeah,
a... I don't even know what to say.
It really just seems like no one is getting a huge dominant starting hand in these games, which is kind of nice to see, but it's also kind of making it where it's a little bit more difficult for these players to try to get that link here. And I think for the most part, just kind of creating some difficulties for both to get something going. And just as I say
Here's
that, we get a
something.
top deck on either the yellow reverse or the green reverse, and we go into yellow.
Oh my god, what a
Ooh.
play.
I'm wondering if that was a top deck, but Dia is going to force it back into draw city potentially, unless they have a switch out of the green into the 6. No, they actually have some extra cards on green here, so intentionally drawing back.
Yeah, I mean, good. Yeah, that was a good play from Dia, right? Sometimes if you see a lot of draw cities, they're thinking okay, maybe I should hold on to some of these cards because I can start stalling them out. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to lead into anything big, but it does prevent a potential win that Lavy could have otherwise had. I do agree. I do agree with the orange. point.
Love is orange and I'm green with envy. Alright. Goes with the green one. Yeah, and we keep drawing on this green here.
Okay, we go into red. Are they drawing on red? No, I mean we haven't been on red in a while actually, so could be good for them. Now there's the red 9.
Yeah, looks like red is opening it up a little bit for both players here. Deal with blue Sorrow. Is this a switch to blue or is it a draw?
Oh yeah, I realized it was their turn. Yeah, it could be blue, but
Oh my
wow, it's
goodness.
actually probably one of the biggest runs of the day, but it's not going to be a finish. It's just going to be a draw. Just trying to set Lavy back to 11 cards.
Yeah, Dia is really wanting these stall outs on this green here. +2 might get, actually now with +6 because the stack might give Lavy some green cards here to work with, but
Yeah.
this green has been
You know,
reliable in terms of stalling the game out.
it's not the worst idea because, if Lavy were to play a card here, the right number could shift back into Dia's favor. But whoa, hold on. Okay, I don't know if they meant to play a wild or a +4, but that's interesting.
Alright, won't
Dia gonna,
matter.
I mean, yeah, Dia only has 3 cards left. It makes sense. I mean, they're just gonna play it cool. I'm curious now. Did they? Oh,
Yeah, wild does not stack.
okay.
Or wild does not chain, pretty much. But
hmm
yeah, we'll see what Lavy goes with here. Have an idea, but we'll see.
I mean, there's a card that they should play, but maybe they don't. At that same time, they don't have to, because it might be, oh,
Oh wow. That is
okay,
not,
that
I don't
actually
know if
makes.
that's really what I was expecting. But +6, go over to red now.
Yeah, I don't mind that actually, because you never know what Dia had left. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know if Lavy can continue playing on red, but regardless, it's just wanted to clap back after the +6 earlier. Yeah, and we're just gonna go back to yellow because why not? I mean, you do have the lead to be fair. Yeah, at any moment the +4 could be thrown out. I mean, that's the thing about this series so far. We haven't seen many of them. Oh, did I call it? No. Oh no, never mind. It was the 9 earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, and with that 9, this scoreboard has actually flipped a little bit here. Lavy looking to get something going here and ends up
Mhm.
having no more yellow.
Yeah, it's interesting how often these two are drawing at about the same time. You maybe think that one or both of these players are strategically drawing, like maybe not trying to play all the cards right away. I feel like that's the vibe I'm starting to get here.
Definitely a possibility here, but we've seen quite a few draw cities through this series. And it's looking based off what we're having thus far, unless we get a big top deck. We're gonna once again hit 10 minutes on a game here.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting, like the patience that these two have, or just their play style kind of being like this, where they get close, but then they just go back into a draw city, and then the cycle repeats.
Mm-hmm. Gonna have to see how this one goes for either player, but really it's been quite an interesting turn of events with how this series has gone to this point.
Yeah, both get a yellow played here. Will it go into a switch? It does.
So there's the green. Do we get rolling here again? There's the question. We do. 7-5 on the table at the moment here. Just past 10 minutes once again for the fourth consecutive game.
Yeah, not something you see every day for sure. And the green, another green is put down. See how long they can run on this green. If you're gonna go with the switch, this could be a risk though. Yeah, I mean, the history shows that blue has not been played very often compared to any other color. Oh boy.
Lavy says hold. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned there's only 5 blues played thus far.
I mean, I
Lavy's
could see a
holding.
run here. I'm not entirely sure.
Lavy's still holding. Got to make sure the hold doesn't go too long, otherwise a penalty flag is going to get thrown. Would be a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, I'm sensing that this is either the finish or like a check because, I mean, she could take her time, especially because Dia doesn't have power play.
It's a American football reference. Just ignore it. Anyways, we'll see what Lavy does here. Also, just to clarify, there is no penalty flags in this league.
Yeah.
All right, Lavy taking a bit. We'll see what they do here.
Mm.
Delay a game. That's true. Well, that's more for strikes. But
I mean, I know they mentioned their connection earlier, but maybe they're just like,
maybe thinking it through. I'm not sure.
yeah. Yeah, that's what we're thinking, but
Hmm.
I mean, maybe this hold was like actually like,
They could be able to go do something potentially.
yeah.
Probably could deduct a little time here if that's what it is, but we'll see. Yeah, 1340. So now we're just kind of here waiting a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably connection issues.
All right, so time will likely be taken off the clock here. Actual clock will keep going here because we'll line up the game clock, but in terms of the final report, we'll probably deduct some time. Okay, there's Lavy.
Oh,
text spam. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, there we go. Lavy is back.
I am so sorry. Oh my god. My Discord app was being so stubborn. It was not opening. Hold on.
You good now, or?
I'm good. I have stuff.
All right. Well, yeah. There's your finish.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say probably deduct 4 minutes from that, but otherwise, that will do it. So yeah, really,
Sorry,
that's more
sorry,
of a.
sorry
You're
for
all
that.
good. That's more of an 11-minute, 16-second game, but Dia feeling the pain on that one is now tied 2-2. Yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, I mean, kind of just looking at that finish here, that ultimately ends up being a fatal switch, because Slavy was out on green, but ends up working that way. Larry, I guess really question on that one was just kind of like how much of that would you end up pulling through the series, and how much of that was just kind of based on the draws, because there was a bit of back and forth between drawing, holding, and all of that sorted together. But just kind of quick thoughts on how that play came to be.
No, I had the plus twos. I had the blue plus two, I think, since I played like I believe 2 plus 2s, and then I kept that one, and it ended up paying off because you know, that play was possible, and they gave me the win 2-2. I had that since like ever, and then the other ones I drew. That's just how it was.
All right. Dia over the U. Unfortunate fatal switch there. Leads to that 4-card finish. Just kind of any thoughts here? It's game 5. This is essentially a best of 3 now. With how this series has played out, this is definitely shaping up to be one that could be one that comes down to 1 or 2 critical decisions here. Kind of your thoughts going into this one with the home field on just kind of what you want to do, especially with the power play disadvantage at the moment.
Uh, yeah, so this match, I was just trying to like, I don't know, my main point is this match is to confuse Lavy because I didn't actually have anything good going on, and when I did, it didn't end up connecting well. Like, a good run I had, and it would end with like me on a yellow reverse with nothing else, stuff like that. So I was like, ugh. And so I just tried to like confuse Lavy enough to like set up something, well, make it damn scared and confused for what I had, but it didn't work out. Going to the next matches, yeah, I'll just have to hope that I get luckier and try to change up my strategy again to try and make it more favorable in that case. I feel confident though that I have a good chance.
All right. Yoshi, kind of any thoughts on this so far? I mean, every game has gone at least 10 minutes here. And we're going to game 5, which could be a very critical game 5 here. Just kind of any takeaways here on what you're kind of expecting going into this one. Just kind of maybe Dia's thought process here for the card pick, because this could be an important one.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I think I guess just be careful, when your opponent is low, be aware of when to switch and when not to. I mean, I guess there's probably a reason why Dia chose to go out of blue, maybe thinking that Lavy had more greens, which, at that point it's like, yeah, you just guessed wrong. But, you know, it- taking risks is important, but in these moments, you want to consider playing it safe more often than not. Obviously, sometimes the risk is the better move, but you know, just gotta, yeah, I guess just think more about those plays when you can kind of sense that like a run could be coming up. But as far as the card start, I mean, I guess the only continuity we're seeing here is that Lavy's been winning on the mid tier and Dia's winning on the higher tier, so we could expect like a double digit number.
All right. Well, we'll see what Dia goes for here. Game 5 call. Just can't pick 10 or 15. We'll see. Gonna go with 13. All right.
Yeah,
If they really wanted to go middle ground, gotta go with 12 and a half. Get 12 cards and then split one card between the two of you. But red 6 will open this one up. And we know someone is going to be very pleased with the start on that one. And it seems someone is not pleased.
all right. Well, good for first 4 games, and you wonder if something changes here, or if we're just gonna keep the streak going of games that have not been lopsided. It yeah, it's like I feel like we've been dealing with that a lot more than we would have liked. Now we're starting to get back into like why we really like why this bot is so like can be very like good. Um we get series like these. But a triple play gets us into yellow. Never mind, we will not go to yellow, we'll actually go back to red. Okay. This is here's a dynamic I'm noticing with these two. They like to have the control on the color. Like you can tell when a player goes for a switch, the other player is like, I would need to switch the color now. Oh my god.
A lot of big runs early on this one.
Well, 8-8 though. It's even. The 0 is gonna make it tough for Dia to do anything here. Yeah. Unfortunate there. We'll see what Lavy can do on this red, or if they are able to switch out of it. Now they're just gonna keep it going on red here.
Yeah, Dia's going to continue the draw here, so advantage Lavy at the moment here. Benoit goes for the red 6. And there's the
Well,
switch. Dia gets it.
all right, back to yellow we go. Does Lavy have a switch? I had a feeling. No yellow yet.
We got a crossover here in the blue, though.
Yeah, that could be big for Lavy as well. But the +6 gonna just deny that entirely, and also set Lavy back a lot here. I mean, it's likely Lavy has yellow. I mean, but if she has a 9, I'm sure she'll play it.
Yellow will always be back. So again,
Yeah.
another +6. We've seen quite a few of those this series. I think it's kind of contributed to these games going. I mean, the 10-minute distance that we've seen thus far.
There's a +4, which, yeah, you're starting to see the aggression coming in more, though, with now knowing how much how they kind of sense that like there's colors they want, there's colors they don't want.
Lavy wants the yellow to stop here as they keep going on green. Get a ditto here, first one in a while. There's the wrong message. Okay, it's not working. Thanks, Discord.
Oh yeah, that is weird. I tried doing it as well.
There we go. Now it's working. Had to reload the app, but anyways, keeping it going on green.
All right, nope, never mind. No self dittos or anything here. Just keep running down the greens, both close on card count. Well, there's another ditto here with the 7. Gonna force Lavy to draw.
No funny business this time on the
And here's the yellow.
I don't know if Lavy's gonna love this. Was running on green for a while, didn't want the yellow, and it's gonna immediately switch into the red with the wild.
That is funny. Does Dia have any red? No, probably not, because why would you play another yellow?
Lavy is getting thrown into a place where they are not very comfortable in. Goes with the yellow 8. Does have a yellow.
I mean, yeah, now it comes down to the numbers. Does Lavy have the 2 to switch out of it?
They do.
Oh my goodness.
Does Dia have a crossover here? Or are they
That
gonna
would
have
be
to...
crazy.
They
Oh,
have a
plus
plus
4.
4 into blue.
Potential finish or a check. Let's see. It's a finished. Wow.
Wow, and that is by far the shortest game of the series. Only 5 minutes, 10 seconds on that one. And Dia is now up 3-2, one away from the win here. What ends up being an actually pretty quick game based off how this series has played out so far. Yeah, I mean, I think really Dia had a lot of options covered there. I mean, as soon as they got the yellow switch there, it was really just kind of lined up for them to take that game there because, I mean, they had the plus 4 in waiting to be able to close that one out. But Dia goes up 3-2 here. Dia just kind of walking through how you're feeling during that game and just kind of also how the cards were playing out on your end because there was definitely a lot of drawing on both sides for ammo and using even just self draws, but just kind of walking through whether the plus 4 especially was something that you held on to the end or if it was something you were able to pick up along the way.
Just trying to review my card playing. Yeah, so I had the plus 4 for a while now. I always intended it for it to be an end because I had a good lineup going to go into like blue and then doing 2 blue skips. The one thing that I had trouble with is maintaining like greens and other colors, but then Lavy threw me a green plus 4, which not only gave me more greens and 1 more yellow to play with, but also gave me another wild. So thank you very much for helping me out there. So I managed to like continue going on green, switching it over to yellow because well, that just worked out perfectly. And then from there, it's just my game at that point, honestly. The only thing I could have like screwed me over is they had another like plus 2 or a plus 4 another wild, but if they didn't, that was just over, honestly. Like not bragging anything, but just the plan I had since I foresaw it since I got with the first deck just worked, and everything that happened to that just worked for it. It was crazy.
All right, well, Dia, you have 3-2 lead here. Lavy end up not getting that one, and actually a pretty quick game by this series standards. You do have the game 6 call though, so you do have a little control here, but just kind of thought process for the remainder of the series here, as you do need to win the next 2, but you also do have the power play still in hand to possibly help you along the way.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, I do. You know what? Low is best. All right, so maybe we get a low card start here. And I mean, that is kind of true, Yoshi. I mean, 7 and 8 were the ones that Lavy won on, and they're going to go 6 here. So maybe that is the key to success here to get the win.
Yeah, this is where things start getting like risky because I mean 6 is like pretty much 5, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
5 is the new 6 apparently.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't be surprised if this game ends very fast, but we'll see. I mean, it's only one way to find out. The yellow skip start could really help Lavy here, depending on their hand.
well, yeah. Again, we're gonna have to see how this one plays out. This could be a bit of a sprint here. Imagine someone gets an auto winning run round 1. I think that's happened once, but I don't recall what match it was, to be completely blunt. Ooh, we do get a immediate run here, actually, on the red here with the plus 4. My headset is failing me now, so that's cool.
Oh shoot! So can you hear me?
Now I can. All right, there we go.
Okay.
That was weird. Okay, so we keep running red. Lavy opened with the plus 4 to start the game though, so
Yeah.
that's I mean kind of a bit of a statement to open up with. We get a ditto here. Lavy is out on the red
Okay.
here. So it gets halfway but ends up having the draw there. And we do get a switch in the blue now.
Ooh. Yeah, we go to blue. Could open Lavy back up. There you go, the blue one.
I'll mention this also. I mean, game 4, Lavy was not a big fan of the yellow, and I mean, again, with the +4 there early, I mean, might be yellow's biggest op at the moment. As they keep running
Yeah.
blue, so able to get out of the red issue. And there's your
I
yellow.
was gonna say I had a feeling there was an opportunity for Dia to get the yellow switch.
Nothing on yellow.
Yeah, how far can Dia run now? This is where I think they need to capitalize. Yell 0, that's a good move. Unlikely to have a 0 here, yep.
Yep. I mean, the 0's to make it a tough switch. All caps Uno draw here, so we are stuck on the 0.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. This yellow has just not really been Lavy's friend over the last 2 games here. So we continue with draw city into game 6.
Yeah, I would say at least half these games, Lavy's just been avoiding yellow.
And again, at most 2 more games left, and I mean, right after this, we have another stream match coming up with White Spider and Devin, so we'll still keep the action going here once this is done. But for this game, we are still in draw city. And the cards are just kind of going up and up and up here. Dia's already up to 11 here. Lavy might add an 8th to her hand. Oh, well, speaking of
By the
8,
yellow
it's
8.
yellow 8. Non-8th card, but the 8 non-8th card, but the 8 card. And we do get the switch out of yellow, so now we're in the green.
Okay, so here, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a reset, but with Dia slightly behind. There's another 0 out of the way. Makes things interesting.
Hmm.
Let's see, I'm curious. Dia continues on the green.
Lavy's out.
Yeah. And once
I mean,
again, just you stay on a color, you get the draw, and you know we'll see. Dia always like finds an opportunity, and then green is the new yellow. When Dia finds those opportunities to start playing, why not go back to the draw city? There's no reason. There's no harm.
yeah, green does seem to be the new yellow here as we're back on draw city once again. And it seems like for Lavy especially, it just kind of seems like the hand's a little bit out of sorts at the moment here. So hoping they can get some cards to kind of correct that.
Both players playing a green here, but actually tied at 6 each, which is, looks like what's it? It looks like Dia's caught up. Still Lavy with the possession arrow, but still like it's impressive to see how Dia in these draw cities is finding like opportunities to catch up.
Dia taking a second to type, plays the red 9.
Yeah, 5 each. I mean, if there's any ammo cards left in either of these hands, that's going to be pretty important at this point, especially for Dia because they're 1 game away from closing this out. +2. Let's see. Do we see a big finish here, or is this maybe just a triple play? I mean, oh my goodness, yeah. And I think Lavy
Wow.
just didn't see that he could have power played there.
I mean, that was a bit of an unexpected finish also. I mean, Dia just
That's
kind of
true
runs
as
that
well.
through. I mean, red +2, and then boom, +4 comes in, and it goes to 2 different colors, and just ends it there on a 5-card finish. I mean, there's back-to-back games, where it ends with a 5-minute game, and it ends up being Dia getting the win 4-2 and moving on. Still a good showing from Lavy nonetheless, but ultimately comes up short in this one.
Yeah. Let me see. So technically, with subtracting 4 minutes, this becomes less than an hour. It's funny.
Just under the barrier, but Dia wins it
And then
here.
yeah,
Dia getting
I guess
congratulations, but yeah, all right. Dia, we're gonna go to you here. I mean, get the win here 4-2. I mean, most of the series was really kind of more of a battle back and forth here, but in these last two games, you end up getting the win in 5 minutes on both to seal it 4-2, secure the win. Moving into round 32 against Jesse. Kind of thoughts on this series overall and just how you're able to pull out the win here tonight, or
Whew.
tonight.
Okay, this is a really great series, honestly. I'm really thank you, Lavy, again. That was a really tough fight. Like, I feel like we match each other's like vibes immensely in how we play, like here. So it was like a really interesting match to play. Um, I joked earlier about it being like playing like an art, but it really did feel like we're just like slowly going back and forth, studying each other, like looking at all the traces, etc. So we finally get like the correct paint to go with it. But that was really fun. I felt a lot of it. I felt like I did feel a lot like there are a lot of moments where like, oh shoot, I'm gonna lose, and then it's like we're going back and forth. It just felt like we're going back and we just felt like hyping up each other so that we like start making mistakes. It was really fun though. I thank you for playing Labby. For the most part, my thought process mainly was just like my thought process for this match was like yeah, I had this set up like prepared for a while now, and I was just trying to like whittle down the card. I was just like trying to pick more cards up because I could see something happening, but I just needed the cards to like actually connect, And when I got the connection, I was like, yes, and I just went forth with it, and it worked out perfectly. But yeah, uh, yeah, I don't really have much more to add. It just everything worked perfectly, and it was a really nice match. And again, it felt like a game of patience, which was really fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
definitely.
if somebody like blew their combo too early, it was a massive disadvantage sort of thing. Like we're just waiting to like get the perfect thing off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, this kind of was a series that definitely seemed to value the patience from both sides here. And I mean, you kind of saw that with the average length of these games here. But in the end, able to get the win with the two quickest games of the series here. So nicely done on the win here. Lavi, over to you. Not the result you were hoping for here, but I think it was still a good showing nonetheless. Kind of any takeaways from this one going to the future here, as you do get a match under your belt here, moving forward to try and get the win for next time. Any thoughts as a whole for the series?
It was really a moment of learning and, just getting to know this better. I obviously, wanted to win, but I didn't get that, and that's alright because I had an awesome time here, even though I lost. And and the 24 card comeback was humiliating. But, it's really a lesson for me. No, maybe not do some of this that I did, and just be better in the future and not play yellow at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. That yellow was definitely a killer at points, and we talk about how red has the favoritism for red. There might be an opposite thing going on with the yellow there, so might be something in the future um to watch out for. But I mean, Yoshi, any kind of final thoughts to kind of summarize this up? We're gonna go back to the bracket here. Dia moves on 4-2. Plays Jesse in the round 32. Just kind of any general thoughts here from kind of what we saw in the series. What was like kind of the key difference here, and just kind of your preview thoughts on this round 32 matchup between I guess for Dia, someone who's looking to go on a bit of a run here, and for Jesse, someone looking to definitely prove themselves even further after the big win over Arnhem.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the better matches we've seen. I mean, arguably the best in terms of competitiveness, based on the cards. I mean, I guess the only big gap were skips, and that's kind of like, I mean, skips aren't that important uh, in terms of finding the finishes. I mean, maybe for like switching the color, but yeah, I mean, if you look at the stats, a lot of it is even. The skips is the only big difference, and skips aren't that, like I said, it's not that crazy. So very very even series. besides that. So what I think this came down to, I mean, I would have to guess the experience advantage. Dia, despite losing a lot, has played more and has practiced more. That probably came into play. What I also think came into play actually is if we go back to that power play steal in game 2, if we think about it, this could have became a 3-1 favor of Lavy, if Lavy got that win. So how much that actually ended up helping Dia a lot. I don't know if it would have. I mean, if I had to guess, I probably changed. That could have been the game that decided the winner. But again, it's like that was such an interesting play that I don't know if I would have done myself. Like Dia just getting that perfect right call to use power play there, when many people would think, oh, that's too early. Why would you do that? It actually like it could have changed the course of the whole series, and I'm willing to think it did. So Dia just understanding, like, making those clutch moves those clutch moves to really like make the difference in winning the game or not. I think that's what really helped them as well. So I this could definitely be their opportunity to make a big run. They're up against Jesse, which, I mean, we saw against Arnhem. Jesse did not win that without making mistakes. I think if Dia goes into that match knowing that as long as they don't make mistakes, they'll have a pretty big advantage. I think they'll come out on top. But of course, we don't know we don't know how how balanced the bot's gonna be on that day either. So there's a lot that will come into play. But I do think Dia is looking very promising right now.
Yeah, and I do agree with that. Dia looking promising here. I mentioned at the start, looking to take advantage of the clean slate for the season here, and already off to a good start here. So Dia moves on to the round 32. But that will do it for us. We will be right back, though, as we'll go over to the snowboarding region. And, I mean, you see the bracket here. White Spider versus Devin. This will be the third 1v16 that we see here. Again, the second of the 3 play-in winners going into the round of 64 match. The last one should hopefully be tomorrow with Bob Ross and Coco. But yeah, White Spider looking to not only avenge the the T2 championship missed from last season, but also avenge the run from February Flurry in round 60, February Flurry from last season, as in a similar position end up losing in this round here. So looking to avenge that, but with how this tournament is shaped up with a lot of upsets here, we'll see if they'll be able to avoid that fate, or if they can get over it and potentially be a favorite early into the round 32 to win this whole thing, with a lot of the potential early contender names being thrown out of the running. But yeah, we're really getting down to the end of this round here. This round 32 field is getting very, very close to being fully set here. But other than that, that will do it. On behalf of my commentator Yoshi, our ref Cyan, or both our players and everyone who came out to watch, thank you all so much for watching this stream. We will be right back in about, let's say 20 minutes or so. We'll be back with another match here in the snowboarding region, as you see on the bracket. White Spider versus Devin. We will see who gets the win here. This is going to be the MRE UNO February Flurry doubleheader for the streams here tonight. So we're going to have another match for you coming very shortly. But until then, take care, everyone, and stick around as we will keep the flurry going here, and be back with more February Flurry round of 64 action. Until then, we will be right back. Stick around.